everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark. Today I'm going to talk about some tips on how to have a successful reselling business on Poshmark in 2024. Hopefully this is something that is interesting to you and hopefully you like this kind of content. And if you have any ideas of videos that you would like for me to do or topics that you want me to touch on in any videos, definitely comment those down below. I love your suggestions and I love incorporating anything that you guys are looking for in a future video. Make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. But without further ado, let's get right into the video and let's talk about some tips to be successful on Poshmark. Real quick, before we get started, I know a lot of you said that you like the chair setup that I have in some of my recent videos. I will definitely be going back and forth just because it's a little bit easier for me to film in this setup up here, but I did hear your suggestions and I did hear your feedback. I know you all really enjoyed the setup that I had that I started introducing recently. Don't worry, I'm not, ignoring all your comments. I will be filming there sometimes. This is just the easiest solution I have for the time being. I'm still working out trying to get a microphone so that way there's no echo, but thanks for all the good positive feedback on that because I really liked that new setup as well and I'm glad you all did too. So the first one is actually just to have a clean page, have a clean closet. You don't want your closet to be like all messy, disorganized, and things don't look the same. You want everything to look the same in all of your pictures. You want there to be consistency. You don't want one picture to be really good and the next picture to be really bad. Like, you want to make sure everything looks good. Think about on like a website when you go and shop for clothes, like a store or a boutique or something like that. Their websites are normally very organized, either by category, by color, or style, or anything like that. And I know you can filter on Poshmark, and honestly that's like the best solution. But what I've recently started doing with my closet, and I know a lot of people have asked how I do it, so I figured I would incorporate it into this video, is just kind of organize your closet however you choose. So for me, I organize it by category and by color within those categories. And not only does it really make it easier on the buyer to find things, and it kind of makes it easier for them to shop because if they're looking for a specific color, they know exactly where to go for that color. I just find it to be easier for myself because when I'm looking for things, it's easier for me to find it. And actually the other day, I was looking for a specific color top and I was able to scroll right to that section of my closet and not have to wonder, am I missing any other listings that could be this color? And yeah, you could filter on it, but I feel like that just takes a lot of time. And the other good thing is it just looks aesthetically pleasing. And at the end of the day, I like it looking aesthetically pleasing because it just, I don't know, there's just something about shopping from a closet that's very organized and very coordinated. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a lot to maintain because you have to share it in that specific order, and it took me a while to set it up, and I do actually rotate it each season. So I'm actually going to start putting my fall and winter items on top and my summer items on the bottom, but it's definitely something I will not go back from. I don't know how I could handle being, having a closet that doesn't look this way because I've gotten so used to this. But again, you don't even have to go that far. That's just the crazy in me that wants to do that. As long as you're organized and your listings look organized and professional and clean, you're gonna have success. The next tip is to just be consistent with everything that you are doing on the platform. So with sharing, with listing, with relisting, all of that, you want to be super consistent because that's going to bring in those consistent sales. So you want to be sharing consistently throughout the day. You don't want to just like skip sharing. You don't want to skip listing. You need to list consistently every day and list the same amount each day. That's also very helpful to do. And just being consistent with everything will bring those consistent sales. And so it's so important to do that. This is something that I can't recommend enough because a lot of people find that like, oh, I'll just list all my items in one day and then skip the rest of the week. And that is probably the worst thing you can do for your closet. Poshmark rewards accounts that are consistent, meaning that they're listing every day, not just one day a week, not just, a couple days a week, every single day, and list a consistent amount every single day and share a consistent amount every day if you can, and that will bring you the most success on the platform. Okay, so we briefly touched upon this in the first tip, but actually to take good photographs and, stuff like that, you want to make sure your photos look good. I've seen so many people that have taken the most like crazy photos where the item is wrinkled, the item is blurry, the background is distracting, or the photo is sideways or upside down, or you can't even tell what they're selling. You just want to make sure your listing photos are good. You want to make sure it's very clear what they're buying. You want to make sure you take a photo of every single angle of the item, including measurements. Make sure those photos are accurate. Don't make them blurry. Make sure that the lighting is good. I always recommend natural daylight. That's the best thing. But if you don't have that, you can take it in like a good, well-lit area. Just have those good photos, and make sure that the cover photo is a neutral background, because that is so important for SEO and Google searching and stuff like that. Having a neutral background, now I recommend white, but you could pick whatever color you want as long as it's neutral, is very important, and it makes your closet look 10 times better without doing anything else. So if you take away one tip from this, is just to make sure that those cover photos of those all your listings look good and clear and plain, and that will make your closet look 10 times better without even doing anything else. And it's really simple to do. Like, if you don't have a neutral setting, like say you have like a dark gray carpet or something, you could always white out the background on Photo Room or any other app. Photo Room is free, so you can use that to white out the backgrounds, and you can make your photos look professional without having to do anything. All you do is upload the photo, and it's very quick and easy. So it doesn't take a lot of time to do, and I only recommend doing that for the cover photo. I don't recommend doing that for all of the photos, just because people want to see what the item actually looks like, but you want to draw their attention in with that clear white neutral background, because that's the first thing that they're going to see. So if your item looks professional, it will stand out from all the other listings out there. And another thing that's important with having good photographs is having a lot of photographs. Don't just have one photo, don't just have 5 photos. Have as many as you can to really get every single angle of the item. Get the size tag, get the material tag, get the length, get the texture, get measurements, get anything else that could be important. Maybe if it has an invisible zipper, or show pocket details, anything like that you want to include in your pictures. The next thing that is crucial, I find, is having a good ship time. Now, there are those crazy people who, assume that they're going to get their package same day, and actually I had a buyer that told me I didn't ship fast enough when I literally shipped it within 8 hours of her purchasing, and she purchased at 2 a.m. in the morning. So I literally got it out as soon as I possibly could, and she told me I could have shipped faster, which is outrageous to me, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you could do. You just need to make sure that you're shipping quickly, because you do not want your buyers to wait. I've actually been purchasing a lot myself on Poshmark recently, and I've been having to wait at least a week or two to get my items. And I understand that not everyone can get things out same day or even next day, and that's totally fine. But you do not want to be the person that your buyers are waiting on, because that is not what they want. And I know we're all busy, and I know we all have a lot going on, and actually I had a comment on one of my recent videos that said, we all have lives, we don't have time to get everything out every single day. And to that, I totally understand, because I have a life too. I work a full 9-to-5 job outside of Poshmark. But again, you can schedule pickups at the post office, and so there's no reason why you really can't get the items out within a few days. But keep in mind, your ship time does matter, and it does reflect on your closet, and it does help you become a Posh Ambassador 1 or 2. So at the end of the day, having a quick ship time is really important, and a lot of people kind of really like that. And I tend to not buy from people that have a longer ship time than 3 days, because to me, that's just, I don't want to wait that long. Keep your ship time at a quick pace, and you'll have a lot more people that want to shop from your closet. Okay, another tip that you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to make sure you're having good customer service, because there have been so many times where people have asked me questions or wanted more details on something or clarifications on something, and if you don't respond to it, people are not going to want to purchase. They're going to move on and find a different listing. So I find it so important to respond to people when they have questions, and also take care into what you're packaging. Make sure you're protecting the item. Make sure you're protecting it, and you're, putting bubble wrap if needed, or wrapping it in tissue paper, or putting it in a clear package, before you put it in the mailer. I always recommend giving a layer of protection, because if something happens to the mailer or the box in transit, or if it gets wet or something like that and it seeps through, you don't want the item to get ruined. That's like the worst thing that you can do. So for me, I always put every piece of clothing in a plastic mailer inside of the actual mailer, and then I wrap it in tissue paper, or I put tissue paper in the box. And then I also include a handwritten thank you card, my business card, my personalized stickers that I have, and also a Poshmark sticker. And I think that just adds a nice touch, and I think it goes a long way, and a lot of people appreciate it. Now, there are going to be people that don't really care for it and probably just throw them away, which is probably a lot of people, and unfortunate, but at the end of the day, as long as I make somebody happy and as long as somebody appreciates it, that's really all that matters. So just take care into what you do, and don't just put a pair of shoes in a box. And I bought a purse on Poshmark, and I've bought a few purses on Poshmark, but a couple of the times I've just received the purse in a box with no protection. And if it was new with tag and it got scratched, or if the color got, marked up or something like that, or if that box got wet in transit, the item would have been ruined. And it's kind of sad because you don't know what's going to happen to your item after it gets to the postal service, and I've seen packages get destroyed in transit, and that's completely outside of the seller's fault. So just take care of the item and package it well, and that will go a long way for your buyers. So this video is actually getting quite long, so I'm going to stop it here, and maybe I'll make a part 2 if anybody is interested in learning more tips to have a successful reselling business. So if you want to see another one of those, make sure you like this video so I know to make another one, and let me know down below what are tips that you recommend following to be successful, because I think we're all just trying to make our closet stand out, because there are so many resellers out there and there are so many sellers, and making your closet stand out amongst all the other people is so important, and it's going to help you make more sales and make more money. If you want to see another video on a new feature that was released recently to Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see reasons why your listings aren't selling and maybe ways that you can fix them, click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.